Welcome back to another episode of Musa and Friends. And this week was kind of a challenging week. I was asking myself, who am I all this time? What am I here to do? How have the challenges that I've gone through shaped me? Have they made me big? Have they made me small? Have they wounded me? Have they caused all kinds of trouble? But today, we'll find out. We'll see. And my guest today is an author, poet, and many other talents which we shall find out. My name is Moses, and welcome to Musa and Friends. And today's guest, who do we have here today?
My name is Bandz.
Yeah. Like Bandz. Just
Like Bandz, yeah. Big money.
big money bands.
Yeah.
Like a stack.
Yeah. Couple stacks though.
Couple stacks though.
Yeah. One is not enough.
One is not enough. How much money is too much money for you?
I don't know if I could put a number on that. Because I like to give.
You like to give.
I like to give.
So however much you get, you'll be giving a good portion
It's going to get
out of
divided for sure.
it. Right?
Yeah.
Okay. So in this show, we like to start with one simple question. Who is Bandz?
I had to think about that one.
Yeah.
And even though I've still been thinking and don't have a solid answer, I think the most fluid thing for me to say is that Bandz is an individual who is ever evolving.
Ever evolving.
Ever evolving, yeah.
Wow. So you feel like your yesterday and today are different?
I wouldn't say different entirely because I still feel like me.
You still feel
I still feel like me. I still feel like me, but there's so many things in life that we got to learn and unlearn and relearn and
yeah.
we're reminded of and we got to put into practice. 10 years from now, something that worked today probably won't work.
Yeah.
But I'm still going to be me.
Interesting. So we're going to continue. We're going to first start with, you wrote a book. Tell us more about the book.
I did. I wrote a poetry book called Intentional Living.
Yeah.
I wrote a poetry book
Yeah.
called Intentional Growth, a dialogue for the living.
Yeah.
And I wrote it from a space of just needing to understand life. So many things were happening. I had my grandmother pass. I was in a relationship that at the time I didn't realize wasn't for me.
Yeah.
I had family relationships that I was still learning to navigate as an evolving individual.
Yes.
So I just started writing.
So that was the journey through poetry, like first time, or you were already doing poetry before you wrote the book?
I was doing poetry before I wrote that book, yeah.
Really? So what brought you into poetry?
Expression,
Expression.
self-expression.
Or not just art. You just didn't want to do it like art.
I needed an avenue of expression.
Wow.
Yeah.
I usually ask poets, like, what kind of poet do you guys do? Because every time on stage, I see you guys, it's poetry, yes, but it's kind of different. Like, everyone has their own thing.
Yeah.
What's your thing in poetry?
Poetry saved my life.
Saved your life?
Yeah.
How?
Have you ever heard the term when you don't release or let go of things, it can kill you, like stress can kill you?
Yeah.
I literally had to get certain things out of my system, out of my mind,
Yeah.
so I can let it go.
So that's how poetry saved.
It helped, yeah.
So would you advise someone to write, like, let's say, stress, depression, does writing help, like getting stuff outside?
I believe that it does, yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
How?
I'm not a therapist.
Yeah.
I'm not licensed. But I know from my personal experience,
Yeah.
I've been writing since I was 11 years old.
From 11?
From 11 years old.
Ooh.
Yeah. And I can attest to it being a savior, for sure.
Because I've read your book. Let me even give guys, this is the book.
Yeah.
I'm going to go at the back. There's something at the back that caught me.
Okay.
Like, seriously, that caught me. A tool for self-healing from inevitable traumas of life. My question now is, what is self-healing?
My definition.
Yes.
It's helping yourself to heal, helping yourself to work through certain, I want to say like knots in life. Helping yourself to smooth them out.
Does it, because most people, like, let's say people are going through stuff in life.
Yeah.
We always look at healing as go to a therapist, go to a doctor, talk to people. I didn't know there's self-healing. Like, is it something you look inwards or you look externally?
You definitely look inwards.
Yeah.
Definitely. And ask the hard questions. Like, what did I do yesterday that I could do better today?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's literally self-healing.
It's also considered shadow work because it's a part of the healing process. And therapists will tell you that too. Like, you really got to ask yourself the hard questions.
Yeah.
Like, are you a piece of shit? Did you speak to that person with kindness? You know?
So basically it's like evaluating yourself.
Yeah. Like introspection.
To me, in my brain, self-healing didn't actually exist
It did not exist.
that much. Like, I didn't look at it seriously. I was like, if I'm in trouble, I look externally. If I'm sick, going through stuff,
Okay.
look for a doctor. Only the small problems you look for a Band-Aid.
Okay.
But let's say you have issues, you go to, let's say, a therapist or your friends, people around you. I only look inwards, whereby I'm sure I'm the one who messed up.
Okay.
But I never looked at it like also like evaluating myself. Is that part of it too?
Absolutely. I believe that we are co-creators of our own lives. And if we really are that powerful, then why would we not evaluate ourselves? Why would we give our power away?
Let me first digest that. Why would I give that power away? So what you're saying is I am strong enough to solve my own problems.
I don't want to say the word strong. I feel like everyone's strong in their own way.
Yeah.
And there's a complete different like measurement of every individual strength.
Yeah.
But in power, how much power do you have within you to create something? This podcast you have, who set it up?
Who set it up?
That's powerful.
Yeah.
And every day you get up, you show up, when you come here and you're reaching out to people, you're doing the work. That's powerful.
Guys, like and subscribe. This podcast is powerful. Not my words, but right now I know it's powerful.
Period.
Let's go back to the book. Tell us more. Why did you choose that title?
Because I knew that I needed to grow.
Yeah.
The place I was at when I started writing the book, I knew I needed to grow. And I knew that the process of writing this book was going to be a journey.
Yes.
It did take me 5 years to complete.
5 years.
And I was very intentional about the words I used for each poem.
Yeah.
So I thought, okay, intentional growth.
Wow. So was it intentional when you started with advice and ended with love?
No,
No?
actually. That's no.
Because guys, let me prove it.
No,
The first
that's
one,
very interesting. I didn't even know.
didn't even
I did
realize-
not even realize that.
Guys, page 1. You must use me with your utmost integrity. Advice.
But look how God is working. Look how God works.
Then the last page, the last poem. If I am not a pillar in your foundation, I promise you will always fall. Choose me every time. Love, page 75. Wow. It wasn't intentional at all.
Amazing. No.
Really?
I'm glad you brought that to my attention.
Oh, you personally didn't even know that. In your book.
There are some poems inside the book that I
Yeah.
knew I wanted to have
Yeah.
beside each other.
Yes.
But in terms of being intentional about advice,
Yeah.
on page 1, love on 75, no.
You know how I figured it out? Because where I come from, they say if you want to hide something from an African, put it in a book. Not Moses. Someone else. What's your favorite poem in the book?
Probably depression.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
Because I find that a lot of people, like I said a while ago about the term power,
Yes.
give their power away. And I'm not, excuse me, absolutely not going to knock the fact that some people have real clinical depression issues that they need medication for.
Yeah.
But sometimes there is depression that we experience because we are not aligned with our purpose. We're not doing what we're supposed to be doing.
Yeah.
And so we fall into a depression because I'm not fulfilled. I feel like my life is unfulfilling. I'm not satisfied. What's my purpose? Am I worth it?
So how does someone who's going through that kind of situation, how do I find my purpose?
You got to seek within. Seek within. Ask God.
Seek within, ask God. I'm internalizing this. Because for me, the way I look at things, finding purpose, is it God seeking you or you seeking God?
What if it's both?
Both?
What if it's both?
Like meeting halfway.
Yeah. I know not everyone's going to be acclimated to the Bible.
Yeah.
I'm not really a Christian per se, but I did grow up in a Christian household.
Yeah.
So I do know that there is somewhere in the Bible that says God helps those who help themselves. So that is kind of like meeting halfway. You got to show me that you want it and I'll help you in a sense, right?
Yeah.
So
let's say, is purpose and alignment the same thing or different?
I think it's different.
Okay, we figured out purpose. What's alignment?
Being where you're supposed to be. Being where you're supposed to be at a certain time.
Yeah.
That could be spiritually. It could be emotionally.
Yeah.
It could be mentally. It could be physically, like me in this space.
Yes.
It could also be connecting with certain people who are on similar paths.
Okay. By reading your book, I discovered something.
Share.
This book wasn't written just because you could write. I could see a lot of events through the words. What are some of the events? I could tell the events, or I could feel the events while reading the book. I could tell there's some events in your life that have shaped you. Oh,
Give me an example,
I give you an example.
please.
Page 2.
Okay. You want to read it?
Yes. I'll read, but I know your turn to read will come. Your breath belongs to me completely when I am summoned into your existence. Just like a hollow tree taking care of its last leaves, I will leave you breathless, full of emptiness. And connect it to the one love.
What is that one titled?
Grief. Like someone didn't have to tell me this book was written. Like when I went to the second page,
Yeah.
how do I say this? I've forgotten the poetic word.
Okay.
What's the word? Like snapping. Yeah.
Yeah.
My brain was snapping
When you read that one.
when I read that one. Only because we have, I will say, similar experiences. Like I could see the event in you, but actually now things are making sense. I could see the events in me too.
Expand.
Expand?
In terms of grief, you're saying, right?
Yeah, in terms of grief. Because for a while I was dealing with grief, like a long while. Let's say most of last summer. Most of last summer, I'll say. Which was like a tough moment. I couldn't... have you ever been in a situation whereby you don't believe it's you? But it's you. Things are happening.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm like, I'm supposed to be watching this on TV.
Literally, your life feels like a movie.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I was like, wow, is this really me? Let me just take a breath and see this reality of life. Like I wouldn't believe it was reality, but it's reality is something that has happened. It was, I will say, the toughest moment of my life. Yeah. So I could relate. And that one took me by surprise.
Because it was right after advice.
Yeah.
She's like, oh, my God.
was
She came with
like-
the big guns.
In my head, I was like, this lady doesn't give disclaimers or anything. You just like...
I don't. I'm playing.
Yeah.
No, but this one in particular came from a space of grief, indeed. Like I said, I started writing it the year my grandmother passed
Yeah.
in 2017. And it was a heavy, can I curse?
Yes.
It was a heavy ass moment. It was a heavy ass time because we were all literally surrounded by her in the hospital when she took her last breath. And I was like, what the fuck? Is this life? This is it? So I was literally in shambles. I'm like, oh my God, okay, what now?
Yeah.
And I was the only, or I still am her only grandchild to be named after her. Her name was Cleopatra.
Yeah.
So I felt like, oh, okay, well, I have a job to do. I have a big job to do in terms of continuing her legacy or just keeping her name and her bloodline alive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oof. How would you advise someone who's going through grief?
Don't run from it.
Don't run from it.
Don't run from it. You got to let the emotions is just energy in motion. Feel it. Breathe and let it pass.
Yeah.
I seen a video, don't quote me, I think it was Keanu Reeves online talking about grief and how he now takes it, the way that he looks at it now is just love that he didn't get to give. And I thought that was very beautiful.
Love that he didn't get to give.
Yeah. So love that he's still holding for the person or for this thing or whatever that has passed.
Yeah.
So if it's love, then let it love you, take care of you.
Even in your book, I'm going through some of the points. I can't guess exact page, but you talked about self-love. Please expand that more, because I'm still like understanding the word itself through my growth.
Yeah.
Expand more on what self-love is.
Self-love to me looks like sometimes saying no, not overextending,
Yeah.
being okay with not being loved by others because you know the love you have for you is more important. And most importantly, the love God has for you will forever trump everything else.
So the Most High has the final say.
Absolutely.
Oh. You know, I wouldn't, this episode wouldn't be there if I didn't bring up Indonesia.
You've been waiting for that vlog. I know. I expected it.
You expected
Let me hear it.
That's why I asked you, what are some of the life-changing was that a life-changing moment? That's why you took, because you said in your vlog, like it's a 23-hour flight.
Yeah. Don't remind me, my back, I felt like a noodle after that flight. I'm like, oh my God, I need the gym.
Maybe 10 hours, I'm done. I'm like.
That's the longest flight I've ever taken.
That's the longest?
Yeah.
Lucky you.
Because Jamaica's only 4 hours away.
Yeah,
Jamaica's not far.
Caribbeans are lucky. Ask Africans.
Yeah, true.
Ours is not long because it's that far. Mm-hmm. It's long because, oh my God, the Africans are going to hate me on this one. They're going to hate me on this one big time. Big time. Our layovers and airport transfers are
They take time.
I wouldn't say take time. Yeah, they take time. Mm-hmm. Not because of technical issues or anything. It's just drama.
What you mean?
What do I mean? Oh, you've never traveled to Africa?
I haven't. No, I plan to, but I haven't been there yet.
Where do you want to go in Africa though?
Definitely Ghana.
Oh my God. Okay.
Definitely. Yeah.
So long as you go to Africa, it's okay. Like for East Africans, we feel.
I do want to go to Tanzania as well.
Okay. Yes.
What's that mean?
Yeah, it's nice. It's Africa still.
Okay. Well, you want me to say Kenya?
Guys, you know that, right? Yeah. Hey, I gotta be jealous. It's my country.
Go on, yeah, man, do your thing.
Because I know, to be honest, I always think Kenya is the best country in the world.
And that's how everyone thinks about their home country.
Because some people, like, I will say, I've met people in Canada who have never left this country at all. So, I've moved around a bit. Mm-hmm. And I'm saying this from my opinion of what I've experienced. Mm-hmm. I'm not saying, like, Canada is the worst or anything. But I'm enjoying, don't get me wrong, I'm having a blast here. Like, my life exploded. Things are very different from
That's beautiful.
the Moses 10 years ago in Africa. Actually, here's my biggest flex, which I'm gonna ask you. What's your biggest flex? My biggest flex is 10 years ago. I couldn't afford an iPhone while in Africa. Like I was basically
Okay.
not at zero, but life was just like pure basics. So when I look 10 years back and at Moses and the Moses right now, oh my God, trust me,
Proud.
I myself, I'm like,
You still feel like yourself?
yes. But so
Okay.
many things have changed though.
Of course.
Like,
But you're still you.
it's still me, but I feel that one died.
I feel that too about me.
Like that one was, in my own expression, I'll say that was a weak one. Like that one hadn't seen life yet, hadn't experienced. I always say I'm a last born. I was a spoiled child.
You guys have a heater in here?
It's still spoiled.
It's cold. I know, but
But I will say, what was I saying?
you feel like the last one, your previous you
Yeah.
died from 10 years ago.
That one is, I feel like that one died. This is like, it's still Moses, but it's a different kind of Moses. Like, most people who go to the gym say 2.0, but I don't like that word 2.0. But most people, like, they go to the gym for a few days and stuff. They're like, yeah, I'm this 2.0, I'm this 3.0. But I feel like if this Moses was having a conversation with that Moses, there will be a fight. A big time fight. Big time.
Who would win?
Oh, this will
kidding.
win. This will win. This one will win. But the other one, I'll give that one his flowers. He was very resilient and he will be
you
like,
must. You must.
I will go to a fight knowing I'll lose, but the other person will have at least like a remembrance trophy. Like you beat me up, yes, but I'm not gonna leave you just to go the way you came. I have to give you like a parting gift. You give me 10 punches, I'll give you one punch that will leave you the mark. That one I've kept that one. That Moses and this one, that's one thing they share. So what's your biggest flex?
You know, I want to laugh, but I'm not going to laugh because this is something I have a girlfriend who always says, you got to slow down and celebrate. You're just moving on to the next thing. Because I literally, like, I remember when I got my car, I was like, all right, I'm ready for another car. I want this. She's like, Bandy. She's like, it's okay. So I have to think about that one. I do.
You know, I'm going to be on your neck on that, though.
That's fine. Yeah, for sure. Bring it back up.
I bring it back up.
Yeah.
Going back now to your birthday.
Yes, Bali.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. I want to go back.
What was so special about that birthday compared to any other birthday?
Oh, first of all, I turned 30.
Yeah.
So the gal big, my grown. But also, I have had my dreadlocks for 10 years.
Yeah.
So that was like an anniversary, a pretty big anniversary for me.
10 years of dreadlocks.
Yeah, 10 years locked.
Guys
Which is a
watching
huge
from Africa,
commitment.
dreadlocks is not a bad thing.
No,
It's a good thing.
it's a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful thing. So I was just like, wow, I locked in for 10 years. Like, I know I can commit. There were a lot of things I was able to reaffirm for myself
Yeah.
on that trip.
Like,
I'm a goddess.
okay.
Yeah. And I deserve the beautiful things. And I should mention, it was also, I think, my second birthday.
Yeah.
One. After leaving my children's father.
Yes.
So it was huge. I'm like, you know what? Yeah, I'm really moving on. I'm on to better things.
That makes sense. You know why? Because in your vlog, you mentioned at one point you were hearing some noises from an insect, especially a gecko.
Yes, and I got it on camera. I see it. I'm like, okay, so that's you. Yeah.
You know, most people don't know a gecko is spiritual.
Oh, please, if you know, tell
You
me.
didn't know
Because
gecko
I
is
didn't know.
spiritual?
We never looked about it. No.
Okay, have you ever cut the tail of a gecko?
No, but doesn't it grow back?
Yes.
Okay.
So basically, in my tradition, when you see a gecko, especially at night when you're going to sleep,
Yeah.
it literally means there's some things in your life you're cutting off and you're creating space for more stuff. Not everyone sees a gecko. Geckos are there everywhere, but it's not a common thing. I've grown in Africa. I see all kinds of insects, but a gecko is rare. It's one rare insect.
Look at that. I learned something new. And it was aligned. This is what I consider alignment.
That what you
Something like that. Yeah.
So a gecko is a significant insect. It's not something like from my culture that we'll see and you'll get a slipper and you're gonna crush it. The only thing we do was just like as kids, you've been told if you cut the tail of a gecko, it grows back. Of course, as kids, the gecko you see, the first gecko you see, it's gonna be the sacrifice. It's gonna teach you the real, actual, practical. And the tail dances actually before it actually
It like
slows
dies,
down.
I guess you could say.
In a deeper African meaning, what it means is like when it's dancing, that's the hardship it's going through. It's the pain going away. It's like the kick of a dying horse. It's the hardest one, but it's still gonna die. So once you're cutting off all the things you really want to cut off, it's really painful. But when it goes down, it's gone. And then there's a new one coming up.
Wow.
When
That's
I saw
very
the gecko, I
fitting.
was like, okay, she saw a gecko. Tell us, what's so special
Yeah.
about hitting 30?
I wouldn't say it's about hitting 30 per se,
Yeah.
but I just feel grown.
Wow.
I feel grown now. I'm a mama. I got 2 babies.
Wow.
Yeah.
This is a question I always ask everyone who has babies. From a woman's perspective, how would you advise someone like me who doesn't have babies yet? What's the one big advice you'll give me?
In terms of what exactly? Just parent, like being a father,
Yeah, just being
a parent.
Yeah.
Be prepared for, and I'm gonna give this disclaimer. I'll give this disclaimer.
Yeah, give the
Because
disclaimer.
you cannot be fully prepared
Yes.
for fatherhood or for motherhood,
Oh, I can't be
etc.
fully prepared. It's not something I'll
You're not going to be
practice.
fully prepared because it's different when it's your own child.
Yeah.
But be prepared to change everything. Like there's a lot of things you're gonna have to change. And like you said a while ago, the you 10 years ago you felt like died.
Yeah.
The you are before you have a child is gonna die a little bit too. Because you're never going back.
Wow. So I'll never be prepared, but I'll have to change a lot.
You have to change a lot. Yeah, just be fluid,
Yeah.
be flexible. And never make your woman feel like she ain't shit now because the baby's here. There's a lot of guys be doing that stuff.
So you said you have 2 babies. What's the
Yeah.
gender?
My daughter and a son.
And a
I have
son.
2, yeah.
So how will you bring up your son to treat, like, let's say he comes of age. He's going to come of age. How are you going to train him to treat ladies better? Or when he comes into relationships, he becomes the man you want, like, if my son is having this relationship, he's going to be a better man. How do you bring up a son like that?
Nurture.
Nurture? Expand more.
Something I've noticed about men,
Something you've noticed about us.
not all men, some men,
Some men, okay.
is that a lot of the ones that have issues with their moms,
Yeah.
mommy issues,
Yeah.
take it out on the women.
Really?
Yeah. They do.
Huh.
So nurture so that he won't ever feel like he'll need to do that. He'll feel solid in himself. When it comes to that, because on the other hand, a man has to teach a man how to be a man,
Yes.
right? I'm not a man.
Yeah.
I don't intend to be a man. So no shade, okay?
Yeah.
But yeah, nurture.
Wow. That actually makes sense. How about your daughter now?
Same, for sure. But I notice a difference
Yeah.
because she watches me differently than my son does. She's learning how to be a woman just by how I am a woman. So it's leading by example.
So basically, children learn by watching more than even coming to reading and everything. So they adapt to whatever they're seeing in their environment.
Of course, what they hear too and what they read, but I don't think it is as influential
Yeah.
as what they see. Because I don't know if you know the term, like Jamaicans like to say,
Jamaicans say a
don't
lot
come
of
for me.
things.
Don't come for me. Because it's so McGrew, I know the things, you see me? But it'd be like, do as I say and not as I do. And then they expect their children to do differently. Meanwhile, like they're on path A and they're like, okay, do this one. I want you to do that. But the kids, when they see mommy reading a book, they'll read a book because mommy's reading a book. You can't watch TV and say, you go read a book. You have to set the example.
So if in future when I'm reading, let's say I want my children to start learning how to read a book. When I'm reading, they're reading. It's not the opposite. I'm not watching TV and they're reading a book.
You should read with them. Read with them.
That feels like alignment now.
It is, yeah.
I'm learning about parenting. I do not know why. But it's something I look forward to in future.
Good for you.
Hopefully. But there are some things that need to be done before.
Absolutely. I feel that.
The only problem I have is I can't prepare. I do not like doing things which I cannot prepare.
You can prepare. You can prepare financially. You can prepare
That's a given. Like
mentally. I know for sure.
Yeah.
But I don't want you to think like, oh, there's no pillar that you
Yeah.
can focus on to prepare for that. Absolutely.
Yeah.
And physically, y'all don't go through nothing. You don't, we carry the babies.
Really?
So physically, you don't have to, you know what? Let me take that back. Because I
Yeah.
saw a video recently
Okay.
where they were saying, a lot of things when it comes to the child's health
Yeah.
is determined by the man's sperm, the health of the man's sperm.
Yes.
So naturally, men should prepare in advance before, you want to have children. But I'm saying the having to wake up at 2 a.m. to feed your baby,
Yeah.
and then again at 4, and then again at 6, or your baby's colicky, things like that. You just got to run through it when it happens.
So basically, men, we have like our portion is less, basically,
In what way?
in terms of children, in terms of the responsibility.
In what
Because
way?
for us, our side, like you've said, we have the best we can do, prepare financially, or all other physical stuff. But when it comes to like stuff like breastfeeding, like basically most of the baby duties usually end up with the mother.
Not entirely, because the father can bathe the baby, can dress the baby.
Africans.
I know.
It's hard.
But I also want to add though, because you can spiritually prepare as well. Because something I believe
Yeah.
is that the man in the
Yes.
home spiritually covers the family first. The woman does it too,
Yes.
but it's different because the woman's main focus is always on the children first. And the man is like, this is my family.
So the man is the spiritual like link for the family.
I feel like he should be. Yeah. Because the women don't we look to you guys? In some sense?
I've come to learn that in Canada, it's not always the case.
No, I agree. Yeah. I see that. I don't agree with it. I see it.
Yeah. I don't agree with it either, but the society has shown me other things, which I'm still coming to terms with. In Africa, if you tell me that, I'm like, yeah, well and good. Like the way we see having children, marriage, and all that is totally different from what happens here. Here I see like a good example. Here there's like 50-50, like we'll split the bill or whatever kind of thing.
Yeah, I don't like that stuff. But I hear you. I know. It's very unfortunate. Me not do it though.
No, the economy can be hard.
Listen, it also depends on the couple. Like everyone's situation is different. I completely agree with that.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna leave it there.
The last time I had, I'm gonna leave it there. It's like the way I see it and the way you see it are totally different. Or how the society does it is totally different. It's when I'm gonna leave it there, it's like whatever I have in my brain is different from what you guys are doing. Guys, you've heard on this show, If you want to disagree with the society, just say, I'm going to leave it there. That's the safest way. True or false?
We could definitely expand on it, but I just feel like there's so many layers. There's so many layers to that.
Let's go to your poem. I'll read one. Although I bring many desired material things, we both know I won't solve all your problems. Your spirit cannot have me. You cannot use me for a new you. Money. Expand on that.
Oh, do you consider money and wealth to be the same?
No,
Okay.
but I'm going to connect them at the end.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because money doesn't solve all your problems. If I was rich today
Yes.
and I had a shitty relationship with my mother and father, it's not gonna solve it. It's not gonna change it.
That's true.
That comes down to communication. It comes down to willingness to change or accept or compromise or whatever. Those are interpersonal things.
What if I just wanted the money? Like, have fun. Maybe I'm not in a good relationship with my family, but I have the money. It's making me happy.
For how long?
So long as I have the money in the account.
That's what you think. And then you grow, 10 years, 5 years, 10 years pass and you're a shitty person and nobody wants to be with you and you're lonely. Not you, but
Not me. Yeah. So to you, money and wealth, there's no relation. So you can be wealthy, but you don't have much money.
no, I think money is included in wealth. But I don't think that money is wealth.
Money is included in wealth,
Yeah.
but it's not wealth.
Yeah.
So where's that cutting point, though?
No cutting point. It's like having a pot of food. You got to throw the money in there.
So it's like money is part of the spice.
Yeah.
So even if it's missing, it's no big deal. You can still be wealthy. You're just missing.
You can
a
be
little
wealthy in
spice.
other ways. Yeah. Yeah. Because you can have more money and have poor values or more
Yeah.
money and poor morals.
Yeah.
More money, shitty relationships. You got to have it needs to be equal.
Okay. So now, as we move on, so you said you're a poet, an author. So, of course, people want to experience the poetry.
Yes. Yes.
What do you have in store for us?
I actually just did a performance with Shakoy. Shout out to Shakoy.
Shout out
All
Shakoy.
right?
Yep.
And it was amazing. That event was beautiful.
I was there, guys. It was a beautiful event. If you missed it, sorry. There's another one coming up.
We don't have details on that yet, though. So just stay tuned.
So, what do you have for us? Because I'm sure my guys love guys. You love poetry? I'm sure. We have Bandz. What's your stage name? Poetry stage name?
My name.
Just your name. Bandz.
Yep. I meant to save the page for the one that I want to read for you.
Yeah.
But just give me a minute because I didn't get the chance to.
Guys, as we are giving her a minute, remember, I'm going to put the Amazon link for the book. Make sure you get it. And actually, you know what? I'll give out 3 books for this episode, for people watching this episode.
Oh, that's very generous of you. Yeah.
And we're going to get you signed. If you're in Canada, I'll do my best. If you're in Canada, I'll get you the book. If you're outside Canada, yeah. If you like and subscribe, I'm going to give you a copy of Bandz poetry book. Just remember, it's simple. Like and subscribe. The link for those who want to purchase the book will be somewhere down here where you press like and subscribe. There'll be a link for the book. So it's on Amazon, right?
It is on Amazon, yeah.
That's where that's the best place to get it. So guys, remember Amazon. No, I wish I was a poet. I'm actually a low-key poet.
I was going to say. Why are you lying to the people?
Are you gonna set me up like that? Really?
Tell them.
I'm a poet, but not a performing poet.
But you can write.
I can write.
Yeah, your stuff is cute.
Thank you. Guys, my stuff is cute. But I don't think you guys will. I have a different kind of poetry. My poetry is different. It's not for the public. It's for the private. Who's your favorite poet, though, as you're looking for the page?
Who's my favorite poet?
Apart from you, because I know you're your favorite poet to begin with.
Honestly, I want to say Maya Angelou.
Maya Angelou? Mm-hmm. Whoa. That's actually one of my first poetry books I've read.
Is
As
it?
a kid, yeah. I was exposed to all these things because as growing up, I have so many sisters and they were all trying to force me to learn English, which I was fighting. So they were tossing.
I have questions for you on that, but go ahead.
So they used to toss every book at me. So poetry was one of the books they tossed. They tossed to me like Maya Angelou to read her poetry. In my head, I'm like, why am I even reading poetry to begin with? But after reading a few, I was like, okay, you have me here. But still,
I think they just saw your potential. It's like I think you'll be a good writer. Here's some practice.
what's the question you had?
Why did you want to learn English?
Why didn't I want to learn English?
Yeah.
You're going to put me in trouble.
Let me hear it.
Okay, I'll explain it this way. Because the generation I come in Africa, our parents were mostly in the British kind of curricular system. My generation, we came in, we're like, we don't want this thing. We just want to learn who am I? Like, I'm an African. Like, English wasn't really our thing. We just wanted to learn, like, who are we before we start learning English, French, and all that stuff.
Yeah. You want to go further back in history?
Yeah. So I didn't really like English, but because when you have, but then 8 sisters, when you have 8 sisters forcing books on you.
You have 8 sisters?
Yes.
Jesus.
Now 7. One passed away.
Oh, I'm sorry.
So then you're like, this one brings for you Nancy Drew. I'm like, really? This one brings Hardy Boys. I'm like, really? I'm like, why am I reading all this stuff? I honestly didn't. It reached a point where I just had to read because for them to get them out of my side. Because it was, you want to play 3 hours, you got to give us 1 hour of reading. That was the negotiation. Okay, fine. I'll read the book. I'll explain to you what I've got. For Nancy Drew, that was easy. It was all investigation stuff and girl stuff. Easy. No problem. I'll just read one and it will be the explanation for all.
Oh, okay. You cracked the code.
I didn't crack the code. I just knew how to get out of a problem.
Did anyone give you a Sister Soldier book?
No.
You haven't heard of her?
No.
Okay. Look her up.
What's a Sister Soldier book?
I'm not going to give you a disclaimer on that. Look her up.
I'll look it
Yeah.
up.
Her stuff is dope though.
But the ones that like I really, really hated, but I ended up loving, which actually shaped me later. I read about the Trojan horse while I was 10. That got me into reading.
I don't think I know that book.
Trojan horse? Oh, that's Iliad.
Don't know it.
It's Greek stuff. You know where the Hercules stuff come from? Achilles.
I've heard of the name Achilles, yeah.
Yes, exactly. So the Achilles movie is just like 10 pages of it. There's a whole lot of it. Okay, the best example is Troy.
I've heard the name Troy. Isn't that a movie?
It's a movie, but it's a book.
Okay.
The Iliad. Actually, it's a series of books called Homer.
What about that book got you going though? Why'd you like it?
Why did I like it?
Yeah.
Achilles. Okay, let me tell you why it intrigued me. So Homer, there's this lady called Helen of Troy.
Okay.
So Helen of Troy, she had 2 suitors. One of the suitors was from Troy. Then one was from, how do I remember? He was Agamemnon's brother, a different king. So the king's brother was the husband of Helen. But the prince of Troy came and took the girl.
You were in it for the drama, eh? This guy said, oh, it's spicy.
No, it's spicy, but that's not the point, though. That's not the point. I'm just giving you the background of it.
I'm following you.
But the point is, it came to a point whereby now when we come to learn about Achilles and all this stuff, when you see the movies, you see Achilles, the strongest guy, and whatever. But the thing is, all this war was because of a lady. This guy went and collected all the kings because Achilles was a king, but it was like a group of kings coming with their soldiers. So all these people went to attack Troy because someone's wife was taken. That was the...
Yeah.
There's a political explanation to it, but to be at 10 years old, I didn't know the political explanation to it. But at 10 years old, I was like, wait a minute. So I will go collect all kings. I'm going to kill everyone. And actually, for them to go and attack Troy, Agamemnon, the biggest king, they had to sacrifice the daughter for them, the daughter to some god of the wind, of the ocean.
This is pivotal though, because it also demonstrates how men can't live without women.
Really?
It's pivotal.
People would no.
Where men will fight for women rather. A woman that is theirs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't disagree with that. But
Yeah.
why would I need to? Let's give an example. Let's say I'm the Prime Minister of Canada. Trump takes my girl. Am I going to collect all the soldiers of Canada to go find Trump to collect
you?
my girl?
Are you?
Am I? That's actually, I never thought about it. Am I?
Would you or would you not? It's a violation.
You know, you're actually going according to the book. Because to the book, when they were explaining everything, it didn't make sense to every reader. Like, why do go fight your own fight? Like, I would, but it's my fight. I'm not going to sacrifice anyone's son over my fight.
Okay, if I follow you.
If I'm going to look for soldiers, I'm going to look for the ones paid for by me, not by taxpayers or anything. It's my personal fight. It's my woman you guys took. But the fighting part is there, though. That one is still a fight, but I will attack it in a very different way. But basically, to me, that was very intriguing. Why would I collect everyone to go fight? Someone has to sacrifice their daughter.
Well, how old were you when you read this book?
10 years old.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Oh, okay.
It really gave me, I was thinking, I was like, so this is love then. Or maybe not love, or maybe I've learned this term here in Canada. Maybe he was a simp.
Oh.
I don't know. I'm just...
Maybe. I don't know. I also am, I'm a lover and a fighter. If you're my person, I'll fight for you.
Really?
Yeah, for sure.
Like a serious fight.
Yeah, if I need to.
Guys, that's one thing I was thinking, like, it's a forgotten art.
What?
Women fighting for their men.
It depends on what it is. You're not going to drag me in the street, have me looking stupid. If you're,
No, I'm saying genuinely.
Yeah, genuinely. Like if I'm gonna give you an example because
Yeah.
this has been going around on social media a lot. Men who are not loyal.
Exactly.
They have their side chicks.
Yeah.
Side chick come on to approach the wifey. I'm not fighting you.
Okay.
That's your problem.
Yeah, that's understandable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a different thing. But say we're driving the car and we get pulled over and the police, whatever. That's a different type of fight. I'll fight for you.
Yeah.
For sure.
Okay. It's good you put a disclaimer.
Yeah.
Because
No,
my
I have
head was
to.
already taking like, okay. It was already going wild.
No, I'm not fighting a girl for no man. If you want that, have that. Can't go on.
Wait, you wouldn't fight to keep your own?
If he wanted to stay, he would have. Why would he be out there looking? What you looking for?
I don't know. You have to beat up. Okay, fine. Well, beat both of them, then keep the guy.
I'm not entertaining that, no.
Guys.
I got money to make. Nope.
Anyway, let's go to the performance.
Yes. Okay. So the first one I have for you,
Yeah.
page 28.
Let's go to page 28. Give me a second. Page 28,
Sit with me with a set intention. My presence will bring forth two things, answers, or fear. The one you listen to depends on the purpose of my calling. You wanted me here, and so I have come. Decide your time wisely. Stillness.
How do they do it in poetry? It's a snap.
Snaps, yeah.
Okay.
So I chose this one because it kind of goes back to the question you asked me about my trip to Bali.
Yes.
The main reason I went there was just for silence. I just needed to be in some peace and quiet. Just needed to hear the waves of the beach.
Yeah.
Just not be bothered. I didn't even network with anyone. I had friends ask me, oh, did you meet anyone? Did you get any business cards? I'm like, no.
You just went for quietness.
I didn't want to talk to nobody. I just wanted to be by myself. I really love my own space, my own energy, and I love silence.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Wow. I'm going to try that. A solo trip.
Try.
Then just get some silence.
Mm-hmm.
Did it help? Just being
Absolutely.
silent. How
Just
was
there
it
being
like
quiet.
having kids?
I know. I was thinking about that all the time. That was the most difficult part. Yeah.
Because for me, when I travel, I usually I've never done a solo travel though. Never.
You should.
I'll tell you
Try
why.
it.
I'll tell you why. I have never done solo
Why
travel.
not?
Because growing up in Africa, the tourists who get attacked, okay, in my area, not the whole of Africa, it's the solo ones. The ones who just went online.
Sorry, I'm cold still.
You go online, book your ticket, go there, and just be you.
So what do you mean? Where do they get attacked? So they're just traveling around the
I'll
country?
tell you this. It's not all African places, and I'm not saying Africa is insecure. But when you're a solo traveler, in anywhere in the world, what I've learned, people will know if you're from there or not. Just straight from the airport.
Yeah.
So you never know who the cab driver is. So most people, they will know he's alone.
Okay, so you don't solo travel for safety reasons.
For safety reasons, because I have seen not once, not twice, people who are solo travelers know nothing about the country. They just depend on whatever is there. Oh, I'll just grab an Uber. Uber is everywhere.
Yeah.
I'll take an Uber to take me wherever I want to go. And Africa is not like when you go to the Caribbean, you can stay in the hotel. That's different.
Oh, okay, I need to take notes for my trip.
Yeah.
Because
In Africa, if you stay in a hotel, that's prison. Everything is outside.
I see what you're saying.
And for you to see the stuff, it's actually even going to be cheaper for you if you know people. Because if you're a solo traveler, from the airport, the price is already 3 times because they know, oh, this guy is new. We're going to if it's $20, it's $60.
You guys and your negotiation skills, huh?
Trust me, when you're... Actually, here's a fact. How you negotiate here is different from where you negotiate in Africa. The negotiation skills are different.
Okay.
There you negotiate with what you have to. You might have a nice ring. I'll be like, guys like souvenirs. It's like, oh, I'll take you to to wherever the hotel. It's $20. But you have a nice ring. It's from Canada. Yeah. Give me the ring. Pay me $10. The negotiations there is different. You have a nice watch.
That's wild.
Yeah. It's a
What if the ring or the watch is worth more than the $10?
Then it's you to decide. You either pay him the full price or give out your ring. Some guys take shoes.
Okay.
I've seen people give out shoes at the airport, but usually it's not giving out because this guy needs the shoes or anything. It's a way of I'm leaving part of myself here. I've traveled here
Yeah.
this shoes is all you want. When I go back to Canada, I'll get as many shoes as I want.
I get that, yeah.
And it's also a way of creating a relationship, sort of.
It is. Building rapport.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. Let me read the second one for you. You ready?
Yes, I'm ready. I was born ready.
Page 74.
Page 74.
I am everything. Understanding.
I am everything. Understanding.
Understanding is literally everything. If you don't get it, you just don't get it. If you don't understand it,
Yeah.
you just don't understand it. And a lot of things you'll be limited,
Yeah.
so to speak, when you don't get something.
So tell me, how has this book changed your life since you published it?
I feel like I was finally able to close a chapter, like close a door after I published it.
Was it like a new beginning, like closing a chapter, starting a new one, or
Yeah.
just closing it?
No, closing and starting a new one.
Closing and
For
starting a
sure.
new chapter.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Expand more, please.
So I believe after I published this, I was already a mom of two. So I already had my daughter and my son.
Yes.
And I think I did still add a couple of poems to it after I had them.
I
But
added
it
one,
also-
just FYI. I added one on my...
You added one of yours in there?
Yeah, I added one on mine. I have mine here. I have I added one.
I want to see it after.
Yeah? You want to see it after? I was going to perform it to you. I was going to perform it for you.
You're going to perform it now?
We'll see.
Okay. I'm gonna come back to that. But yeah, I felt like I could finally close the door on this creation
Yeah.
and move on to making something else. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Because this took spiritual energy. This wasn't just me sitting down putting mental power,
Yeah.
mental whatever. No, I remember like driving my car. I'll be driving and thinking, okay, what else can I add to this book? And I'll just be sitting in silence. And then it would feel like a download. Like these words would just come to me and I'll be like, oh, this sounds good. I'll pull over and I'll write it down and then I'll go put it in my book. I swear.
Yeah.
That's how a lot of these poems came to me. I didn't
Yeah.
sit there and just have to think about it.
Oh, you didn't sit like, okay, I'll say like this day I'm going to write about love. Today I'm going to write about
No.
self-growth.
No. It would be, the poem would come after I came to a conclusion
Yeah.
about something. So when I came to a conclusion about depression, or when I came to a conclusion about stillness, or
Yeah.
about love, then I would write down what I was thinking about.
Yeah. Wow. Let me look at what I wrote. Let me decide if you want me to perform it or no?
Yes. If you're feeling comfortable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So guys, page 76. This is only the new edition.
Okay.
This one is only
Only in your book.
in my book. This one is only in my book. Also to let people know, this is the first time I'm actually performing poetry. Like performing like
In general,
in general
or just on your podcast.
on my podcast. I've said ones which I tried like back in the day, but it went down the drain like so quickly. Which I said one time, like when I decide to write. So guys, this book, just my edition alone, I have my own poetry. I'll write it on your own. So there'll be only two.
Okay.
So this poem is titled Elevated. Her voice so spicy, marinated, because she's so sophisticated. She's not easily located, her time calculated. She's spiritual, anointed. She's a goddess, elevated. Page 76 of this book. Only this edition.
That's beautiful.
Yeah. I don't know why I was
Tell you my
feeling
favorite line.
butterflies before I could perform it.
Were you?
Yeah, like big time, like big time.
It's normal.
It's
That's
normal.
normal. I do like the line where he says something about marinated right after spicy. I'm like, yeah, that's intentional. That's flavorful. That's good.
I love food.
Same.
Yeah. As we close up,
Yeah.
two things. What advice will you give moms who are out there? And two, someone who's trying to get into poetry.
Actually, before you move on to that,
Yeah.
I want to answer your question about what is my biggest flex.
Yes. Oh,
I didn't
fine.
forget.
Yeah.
So I would say that it is my ability to transmute things.
To
Transmute.
transmute. What is to transmute?
The process of creating something bad into something good and purposeful for me.
Wow. Transmute. Changing something which was bad for you into something good.
Just like this. Just like this is my book.
Yeah.
I took an experience or
Yeah.
a couple of life experiences that I could have just allowed to be an excuse and not fought for my life.
Wow.
I just sat there or laid there. I'm like, nah, fuck that. I'm gonna make something out of nothing, pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Transmute. That's a new word for me.
Okay.
Anyway, what advice will you give moms out there? Especially with young ones who are still like less than 10 years old.
Rest is okay.
Rest is okay.
Rest is okay. Because a lot of times we feel, I'm gonna speak for me, and I do have other friends who are moms who feel guilty about, oh my God, I'm not able to clean the house right now, or I'm doing this.
Yes.
I can't do that. Rest is okay. Everything doesn't need to be done in one day.
Rest is okay. Actually, I have 3 questions. That was 1.
Okay.
2, someone getting into poetry. What advice will you give someone who's trying into, someone like me, basically, who's just had his first performance?
Big up yourself.
Thank you.
I think first I would say assess why it is you want to do it.
Yeah.
And then, of course, every time write from your heart.
Because one thing I've noticed, not just musicians, poets, very emotional. Actually, poets take the crown.
Okay.
Musicians are emotional, but poets take the crown. Like you guys, when you're performing, the facial expression or the movement takes over you. It's like a new, different person, totally. You know, you said something about spirituality. What's your spirituality? Or how do you define spirituality? Because you said you're not that religious. Most people know for you to get to spirituality, you have to be religious.
Is that how it works?
Where I come from, like, for me to be spiritual, I have to be someone who goes to church every Sunday or go to the mosque every Sunday or wherever I pray to, go to the shrine, whatever. Usually spirituality has a connection to religion.
Yeah.
In most places. But in my recent understanding myself and also just looking at things, this is just my view. Religion has nothing to do with spirituality. So what's your definition of spirituality?
I think there are pillars that interconnect with religion and spirituality, like prayer, intention, stillness, and just being in a space. Because when you go to church or you go to a mosque, you're in a space where other people also have that energy within them. When they're praying, they're being intentional. For the most part, at least we would hope that they're praying for good things. Right? So that positive energy is there. So there are interconnected components, but I do think they are different. And spirituality to me is being authentic.
I think that's the best definition I've had ever. Spirituality is being authentic.
Because you know what? Something that always rubbed me the wrong way when I was a kid and I go to church and they'd be like, oh, you must always be the bigger person and whatever. And I'm like, bro, but today I want to say, fuck you. And tomorrow I may want to give you a hug.
Wow.
Why should I mask how I'm feeling if I'm really angry and pretend to be positive or whatever? No, right now I don't feel like that. And that's okay. It's not going to stay here forever. I'm going to feel it. I'm going to process it. I'm going to let it go. And then you come to a conclusion or an understanding and then you move on.
Wow. Guys, this is Musa and Friends. I've learned a lot in this episode to begin with. I didn't even know I could perform. 2, spirituality is authenticity. You've heard it first time from Bandz. Thank you for coming to the show.
Thank you for having me.
You're welcome.
I really appreciate it.
Guys, this has been Musa and Friends. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and follow. I'll see you next time on Musa and Friends. Adios.